Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, and I had planned on doing another pregnancy update before our little girl made her arrival, but that didn't end up happening. I did go in for my scheduled C-section on April 19th, so everything went as planned that way. I did have time to do another update if I had made the time for it, but it just didn't end up happening. So this is going to be an introduction to our little girl and her, just a little bit about her first week of life. So her 1 week update. 1 week update for her and 1 week postpartum for me. Today she is exactly 1 week old and we just love her so much. She is so precious and so perfect. She was born at 8 pounds 6 ounces, 19.5 inches long. And my C-section went great, thankfully. The doctor kept saying how impressed she was with how little scar tissue I had and how easy the surgery was, how well everything went. They were anticipating it to be a much more difficult surgery and to take longer because of it being our 4th baby. But it went very well, thankfully. I have been so blessed that even though I've had to have 4 C-sections, I have healed very well from all of my C-sections, and I have not had any emergencies. None of our babies have had to go into the NICU. We're very, very fortunate that way, and it was the same this time around. So really it went very well, and Adalyn is doing great. So Adalyn is doing great. I'm trying to think of this off the top of my head. I didn't take any notes or anything before this, which is probably a bad idea. I probably should have taken some notes. But she's doing really well. I am breastfeeding, and I don't want to go into I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to jinx anything, because anything can happen at any time. But she has been eating very well. She's been a very good eater, and she is doing good. She did lose some weight. She lost, I think, 7% of her body weight throughout being in the hospital. They're not concerned until 10% or more happens. And she has had lots of pee and poo diapers. She's shown no signs of any dehydration or anything like that. She eats very well. And then when we went for her first weight check, just a couple days after getting out of the hospital, she had gained an ounce back. So she had stopped losing and she has started gaining now. And then we'll have her next weight check on Tuesday. Today's Friday, and her next weight check will be on Tuesday, a week from the last time that we had her weight checked. And she's doing really good. Like I said, she's continuing to eat really well. She has lots of pee and poo diapers, so that is a really good sign. If she cries and gets upset, she's got tears, so I know that she's hydrated and all of that stuff, because that's one of those things that you always want whenever you're nursing your baby. You want to see them gain weight, you don't want to see them lose weight, but it's totally normal for them to lose weight when they are first born. So everything is going really good. Every check that she's had from the pediatricians in the hospital and from going after just being home for a couple days has been perfect. There's been no concerns for her. She has no jaundice. That's another thing that we've been very fortunate and I'm very grateful for, is none of our babies have had jaundice. And she's doing really good. She's so sweet. She's passed out right now, as you can tell. I don't know how good I'm gonna be able to show her, but I'll try to show her some. Aw, look how cute little face. I know she's what you guys really want to see. Her feet are so little. Oh my goodness. Her feet are so little. I know you can't really tell in her sleeper, and I don't want to make her mad, but one thing I will do is, when we were in the hospital, I guess they have a photographer for the hospital that goes around and offers to take pictures of your newborns, and we had no idea that that would be happening or anything, but we were so grateful for this photographer because she was amazing. She did an incredible job. and we just could not pass up the pictures. It just happened that I had like the perfect swaddle blanket and headband for the photo shoot, and the pictures just turned out so cute. The photographer came at the most perfect time. When I was in the hospital, before I had gone into the hospital, they gave me like this special antibacterial soap that I had to scrub myself with, and I wasn't allowed to wear any makeup or lotion or anything after applying that soap. So I couldn't go into the surgery with makeup or anything on. So I went into the hospital with no makeup on, and I pretty much stayed that way until like right before discharge, just because there was just so much going on with nursing her so frequently and recovering myself. You know, I had a catheter in for a while after having the C-section, and then I had the pumps on my legs and stuff, and we were only in the hospital for 2 nights. So there really wasn't a whole lot of time for me to be doing things, and I really didn't feel up to it as it was. The shower there was not that nice. The water pressure was terrible, and it was pretty painful for me to take a shower and try to do that on my own. So I just really wasn't up to like putting makeup on and stuff while I was in the hospital. But I did get myself put together right before discharge, and that is when the photographer walked in. She walked in literally right after I had finished doing my hair and makeup and getting dressed. So it was like just the perfect timing, and like I said, I had just like the perfect swaddle blanket and headband. Like everything just worked out so good for the pictures, and they were just so precious, we could not pass them up. So having said that, I'm going to go ahead and share like a slideshow of those pictures at the end of this video so that you guys can see. I'm trying to think exactly. She was 3 days old, because that was the day we went home. So she was 3 days old when we had these pictures taken. And yeah, so I'm so grateful for those. I'm so grateful to have those as memories. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else to update on with her. I don't think so. Like I said, really everything, we are so grateful. Everything has been really good with her. She has been doing really, really good. So I really don't have any like concerns to talk about with her, thankfully. And then as far as me postpartum goes, I am honestly doing very well as well. I definitely still have pain. My incision area hurts at different times if I move in a certain manner, or I get up and down too much. That definitely hurts, like sitting up in bed, having like, if I'm getting up to nurse her, if she's cluster feeding. That's one thing that she has been doing, is cluster feeding. And she typically does that in the evenings and at night. So that makes it hard because I'm really tired, but you know, I'm so happy to have her here, and she's just so precious. We could not be more happy with her or more in love with her. Everybody just adores her, and she is just so perfect. She's such a perfect little baby. Perfect little gift from God. But yeah, so me postpartum wise, I'm doing really well, honestly, thankfully. My incision looks to be healing very well. My stomach is going down in size quite a bit. I weighed myself this morning and I'm down 23 pounds so far, and I'm not sure of the exact, I think I gained somewhere between 35 and 40 pounds during my pregnancy, and I'm down 23 pounds already, which is great. And overall I feel pretty good. My emotions have been a little bit, well, I wouldn't really say, I was gonna say they've been a little all over the place, but honestly I don't think I'd go that far to say that. I would say honestly most of the time I'm doing really well, and I feel really happy, and I feel good overall. I might be in a little bit of pain, but overall I feel good, and I just feel so grateful to have her here. I'm so happy to be home with the boys and to just be doing life with 4 kids and Chris. And so overall, for the most part, I'm doing really well emotionally and physically, really, given everything that my body has been through. I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so emotionally, I have had a couple of moments where I'm like choking back tears just because I'm just overcome with emotion, and that could be for any different kind of reason. Like, I think exhaustion probably has a lot to do with it, honestly. Like, if my pain level is higher for a period of time and things are getting really hectic with all 4 of the kids, I can definitely feel the emotions come a little bit stronger, but I think that's totally normal. Yeah, so overall, I feel really good, and she fits so naturally into our family. I can't even believe it. Our hardest transition for us personally was going from 2 to 3. I don't know why. It was just, I think honestly it had a lot to do with Hudson and Cooper are only a year and a half apart in age, and so I think that had a lot to do with it. It was that Hudson was only 1 when Cooper was born, and so he was very much still like a baby, like, so that made it really hard, that age gap there for us anyways, for doing that with 2 to 3 kids. But going from 3 to 4 has been great so far. Obviously it's only been a week, but the boys just love her so much, and we are just so happy to have her here. So I think that's about it for this update. I hope that it didn't seem pointless. I feel like I was kind of all over the place. But I just wanted to introduce our little Adalyn Ruth and say that she's here and we love her and she's doing great. And I do have some footage from in the hospital and celebrating Chris's birthday. So like throughout her first week of life. Now I really wasn't talking to the camera or anything, so I don't really know like how that footage is going to come out, but I do want to try and get that put together and have a little vlog of her first week of life. And then obviously I plan to do videos as well, just like day in the life with our little girl added to the family. And so I'll be planning to do those kinds of videos, and I'll try to update as much as I can. But that's gonna be it for right now for her 1 week update. If you have any questions, anything that you would like me to answer that I didn't cover in this video, anything that you're curious about, go ahead and let me know, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.